Hello, Steve White, Trekboy 89 for Steve Arts 89, Star Trek's alleged gatekeeper. Okay, I watched the weirdest video last night from Doomcock. It was ridiculous. I laughed at it. I watched it twice. It was that funny. But people believe his videos. People believe it's like Trump supporters believing Trump. Doesn't matter what he says, what he does, they believe it no matter what. It's like same with Doomcock. And this is the most ridiculous, like topping some of these other rumours. And it's kind of parallel with, or similar to another KurtzMan rumour. A few years ago, he was saying that KurtzMan was so outraged about things not going his way. He was raging through the halls of secret hideouts, smashing TVs and things and going crazy because he couldn't get his way. And it sounded absolutely ridiculous, and it was. And stories of him being fired and let go over and over again that never came true. This time, apparently he is so outraged that he can't get anyone to fund the next JJ film because apparently none of the actors will take a pay cut and the budget is going to cost like $270 million or something. And of course no one's going to pay for that because the last film lost money and cost less than that, so they're not going to spend more than that when it's very unlikely that they'll make more money. They need to make smaller Star Trek films, not bigger Star Trek films. That's the main problem with the JJ films. They gave them blockbuster, tentpole, billion-dollar film budgets, as in to make $1 billion, but they never made $1 billion. But so they just made Star Trek films, which were always affordable and made good box office, into giant, expensive films that can't sustain themselves. So that's the problem he's got, where no one will give him the money. But apparently he's so outraged, and this is the ridiculous part. You know, Doomcock's just sitting there thinking, what are people going to believe? What's going to upset people? What are people anxious about? What are they scared of? What can I get them to believe and get them to buy into? And he's just coming up with ideas, just making stuff up. And he says that his spies told him that KurtzMan was threatening, I don't know who, the heir, that basically if he doesn't get the money for the JJ films, although he was also saying that he wanted to do a Picard, post-season 3 Picard next-gen film, and he was very confused. He said that he was going to do a next-gen film, and if he got the money for the film, he would do it properly. If he didn't, he would do it, he'd totally JJ it. And what was the quote? He said the fans will pay in Picard season 3 and he will shatter the next generation childhoods. That's if he doesn't get the JJ film, but then he said he was going to do a Picard film, or is a Picard film afraid if he doesn't get the JJ film, but where's he going to get the money for the JJ Picard film to ruin the next generation childhoods of the fans, even though it's the producers who wouldn't give him the money? None of it makes any sense. But yeah, basically, from what I can work out, the accusation is that he's threatening to ruin Picard season 3 if he doesn't get the money for a film or for his next projects. If he doesn't get an extension of his contract, including the projects that he wants to go on with, like Section 31 and Starfleet Academy with Tilly, if he doesn't get those, he is going to ruin Picard season 3. Even though Picard season 3 is already filmed, it's done, it's in the can, it's edited, it's got temp effects. It's going to be airing in a few months. They're basically just finishing off the effects and, editing it. It's locked, it's loaded, it is paid for and filmed, and they're not going back for reshoots. It's done. So this is the most ridiculous thing I've heard. It's not just the idea that he's this crazy man running through the offices, yelling out threats to random people. I mean, it's not like he's sitting there with the Paramount Plus people or the CBS people sitting in his office. It's not like they sit in the same building. He can just yell at them whenever he gets upset. I mean, who is he threatening? Who is he yelling at? Is he just yelling at the air and somehow Paramount and CBS are going to hear this? It's just the most ridiculous thing ever. God, what else was he saying? He had a whole bunch of rumours. I'm like, he could have made 3 videos out of all these rumours and all these things he made up. I mean, he just went crazy. Of course, he was saying that the Next Generation crew, so they're all well paid, but yet they were all there on a budget, all basically getting the minimum amount that they would get, and that they were willing, because they're all social justice warriors, that they're all willing to trash their characters if called upon, because they hate the fans so much, because the fans are all right-wing toxic man babies. So they're prepared to destroy their characters just despite the fans if Kurtzman doesn't get the money from the studios. None of it makes any sense because he's made it all up. It's just his imagination. It's just crazy. But I just found it fascinating and I wanted to comment on it. And I'm going to go because I've already been talking for 5 minutes. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this ridiculousness. Bye.